Have you ever settled into your favorite chair, glanced around the room, and caught yourself thinking, "Why do I feel so exhausted all the time?" You didn't run a marathon. You didn't scale a mountain. You simply lived your day. Maybe you ran an errand or two, cooked a meal, watched a little television, and yet your body acts like it's pleading for a week-long nap. If that rings a bell, you're far from alone, and no, you're not lazy. There are genuine, frequently missed reasons why so many older adults deal with this persistent, lingering tiredness. Today, we're going to go through 10 of the most common ones. Let's kick things off with the first culprit: poor sleep quality. Not how much you sleep, but how well you sleep. You could be lying in bed for 8 hours, but if you're waking up 5 or 6 times during the night, or tossing and turning until the morning light slips through the blinds, that sleep isn't doing its job. As we get older, we naturally produce less melatonin, the hormone that helps manage sleep. On top of that, conditions like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or even needing to visit the bathroom multiple times a night can interrupt deep restorative rest. The outcome: you wake up exhausted, and that tiredness follows you throughout the entire day. Next, let's talk about hydration. It sounds simple, maybe even a little foolish, but even mild dehydration can leave you feeling weak, foggy, and, yes, completely drained. Our sense of thirst fades as we age, so we don't always notice when our bodies need water. Coffee and tea might keep you company, but they don't replace water in the same way. When your cells aren't properly hydrated, everything slows down. Your energy, your metabolism, even your mood. Moving on to nutrition, this one creeps up quietly. When we were younger, skipping a meal or grabbing something quick didn't bother us. But as we age, our bodies become far more sensitive to imbalances. Not getting enough iron, vitamin B12, or protein can make you feel like you've completely run out of fuel. Anemia, often linked to low B12 or iron levels, is especially common in older adults and can cause a persistent energy drag. And here's the thing: not all multivitamins are up to the task. Sometimes, what you truly need is a careful, personalized look at your diet with someone who knows what they're doing. Number 4 on the list: medications. This one is tricky because they're often necessary, but many common prescriptions list fatigue as a side effect. Blood pressure meds, antihistamines, antidepressants, and even some over-the-counter pain relievers can leave you feeling groggy or worn out. If you've recently started a new medication and noticed your energy drop, don't just brush it off. Talk to your doctor. There may be alternatives or simple adjustments in timing that could make all the difference. Let's also not overlook depression and anxiety. These two often hide behind a smile or silence, especially in older adults. You might not feel exactly sad, but you might notice you've lost interest in things you once loved. You might feel disconnected, emotionally numb, or constantly worried. These emotional burdens can be just as exhausting, if not more so, than physical ones. And because mental health was often considered taboo when you were growing up, many seniors push through without realizing that what they're experiencing isn't just a normal part of aging. It's something that can be treated. Chronic pain deserves its own place on this list. Whether it's arthritis, back pain, old injuries, or conditions like fibromyalgia, living with constant discomfort wears you down. It doesn't just affect your body, it messes with your sleep, your mood, your appetite, and yes, your energy. Pain occupies space in your brain like endless background noise. It demands your attention even when you're trying to relax. Then there's heart health. This one often gets ignored because people think that if they're not having chest pain or shortness of breath, their heart must be fine. But conditions like heart failure, atrial fibrillation, or even just poor circulation can leave you feeling constantly winded or wiped out. Your heart is a pump. If that pump isn't working efficiently, your whole body feels it. And sometimes fatigue is the very first sign that something deeper is going on. Let's talk about movement. This may sound backward, but one of the biggest causes of tiredness is not moving enough. When we become more sedentary, less walking, less stretching, less general activity, our bodies lose their rhythm. Muscles weaken, circulation slows, and metabolism drops. And that leads to, you guessed it, more fatigue. It's a cruel cycle. You're tired, so you don't move much. But because you don't move much, you stay tired. The answer isn't to suddenly become a gym fanatic. It's about gentle, regular movement, walks, light stretches, anything that keeps blood flowing. Another sneaky culprit, thyroid issues. Your thyroid controls much more than you might think. It manages how your body uses energy, how fast or slow your metabolism runs, and even your body temperature. When your thyroid slows down, a condition called hypothyroidism, you feel it everywhere. Cold hands and feet, weight gain, brain fog, and yes, deep, unshakable fatigue. The solution, a simple blood test, and if needed, medication that can make a world of difference. Finally, we need to address loneliness. This may be the quietest thief of energy there is. Humans are social creatures. And when we lose regular interaction, whether due to retirement, friends moving away, or health issues that make going out harder, it's not just our hearts that hurt. It's our entire body. Loneliness increases inflammation. It raises cortisol, your stress hormone. And over time, that steady stress wears you down, leaving you tired even if you didn't do much physically that day. Sometimes one good conversation or a shared laugh can lift that fog more than any nap ever could. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, great, I've got half of these, you're not alone. The truth is, most people don't have just one reason for being tired. It's often a combination, a pile of small issues that build up until they feel like a wall. And the solution isn't always one big fix. Sometimes it's about untangling the strands one at a time. Start with the easiest one. Maybe it's water. Maybe it's moving your body a little more today than you did yesterday. Maybe it's calling someone you miss. These small choices matter more than you think. And let me tell you something else. Being tired doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you failed. It means your body is speaking to you. It's asking for help, and listening to that isn't giving up. It's wisdom. You've realized that your tiredness isn't just a part of getting older. There are reasons behind it. And the good news, there are also ways to fight back gently, naturally, and with your well-being at the center.